Philosophy, at its best, is not an escape from life, but an embrace of it. The Stoics understood this better than most. They lived in palaces and prisons, in marketplaces and on battlefields, in the noise of politics and the silence of reflection. Their philosophy was never a retreat into abstractions but a call to live well, here and now, under whatever circumstances fate provides. This book has walked through 7 practices: gratitude, self-discipline, acceptance, kindness, courage, balance, and harmony with nature. Each practice stands on its own, yet together they form a living mosaic of wisdom. To conclude, let us weave them into a single vision of a Stoic life: resilient, compassionate, and free. 1. The unifying thread, from gratitude to harmony. The Stoic path begins with gratitude, the recognition that existence itself is a gift. From that soil grows self-discipline, the strength to govern ourselves rather than be governed by impulses. With discipline, we can practice acceptance, releasing our futile war against reality. This frees us to embody kindness, which unites us with others. To sustain kindness, we require courage, the willingness to act rightly even when it costs us. Courage is steadied by balance, which teaches us to moderate desire and live simply. Finally, all of this culminates in harmony with nature, the realization that we are threads in a cosmic fabric, participants in a vast and sacred order. Seen in this way, Stoicism is not a patchwork of isolated practices, but a circle. Gratitude grounds us, harmony crowns us, and in between flows the art of living wisely. 2. Why Stoicism matters today. It may be asked, why Stoicism in an age of technology, science, and global change? The answer is simple: because human nature has not changed. We still wrestle with fear, anger, greed, loss, and the longing for meaning. The ancients built tools for the same storms we face today. Anxiety about the future? Practice gratitude and acceptance. Temptation and distraction? Build self-discipline. Hostility and division? Respond with kindness. Fear of risk and failure? Summon courage. Overconsumption and restlessness? Find balance. Alienation from the world? Return to harmony with nature. The Stoic way is not outdated, it is timeless. It meets our most pressing modern struggles with clarity and strength. 3. Stoicism is not coldness. One misconception is that Stoicism means emotional numbness. In truth, the Stoics did not reject emotions but sought freedom from being ruled by them. They did not suppress love, joy, or compassion. They cultivated them. What they sought to tame were destructive passions: rage, envy, greed, despair, that tear the soul apart. Marcus Aurelius wept when his loved ones died. Seneca cherished friendship and wrote letters full of warmth. Epictetus, born a slave, spoke often of love as the core of human duty. Stoicism does not ask us to be stone. It asks us to be strong enough to feel deeply without being shattered. 4. The practice of daily philosophy. Philosophy becomes real not in libraries but in mornings, conversations, and choices. To live stoically is to live daily, moment by moment. Here are ways to carry these lessons forward. Morning reflection. Before the day begins, recall what is within your control and what is not. Set intentions to act with virtue. Evening review. Before sleep, reflect. Where did I act well? Where did I stumble? What can I improve tomorrow? Micro practices. A pause before reacting. A deep breath when anger stirs. A note of gratitude before a meal. A kind word when it costs nothing. Long-term vision. Align life not around pleasure or possessions, but around character. Ask not, what will I get, but who will I become? By weaving philosophy into ordinary habits, Stoicism ceases to be theory and becomes life. 5. The courage to face mortality. At the heart of Stoicism lies a radical acceptance that we are mortal. All our striving, our projects, our fears, they exist within a brief span. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself each day, "You could leave life right now." Let that determine what you do and say and think. Far from depressing, this awareness is liberating. When we embrace mortality, pettiness falls away. We waste less time in quarrels, envy, or delay. We cherish each moment, each person, each sunrise. Death is not the enemy. It is the horizon that makes the journey precious. To live stoically is to live as if life is short and sacred, because it is. 6. Stoicism and the greater good. Stoicism is not only personal therapy, it is also civic duty. The Stoics believed that virtue was social: justice, fairness, service. We are born not for ourselves alone, but for each other. In a fractured world, Stoicism calls us back to unity. It reminds us that we are all citizens of the cosmos, sharing one breath, one planet, one destiny. Acts of justice and kindness are not optional. They are our role in the grand play of nature. To live stoically is to live not only for oneself, but for the common good. Yarvin, the beauty of a Stoic life. What does a Stoic life look like? It is not glamorous or headline-worthy. It is marked by quiet strength, steady integrity, gentle kindness, and unshakable calm. It is the teacher who shows patience, the parent who models courage, the friend who offers loyalty, the stranger who extends kindness. It is the worker who does honest labor, the leader who acts justly, the citizen who serves community. The Stoic life is beautiful not because it is perfect, but because it is faithful to reason, to virtue, to nature, and to love. 8. Final words. A life worth living. The Stoics asked one central question: what is in our control, and how shall we live? Their answer was simple yet profound. Live with virtue, in accordance with nature, with courage and kindness. Everything else is decoration. As this book closes, remember, the Stoic Path is not distant or unreachable. It is walked one step at a time in ordinary days by ordinary people. You need not be an emperor or philosopher to live it. You need only begin. This morning, this choice, this breath. The storms will come. Fortune will rise and fall. Health, wealth, reputation, all will pass. But character endures, and in the end, to live with gratitude, discipline, acceptance, kindness, courage, balance, and harmony is to live a life not only bearable, but radiant. So take up the Stoic Path, not as a burden, but as a gift. It will not remove hardship, but it will transform hardship into strength. It will not prevent death, but it will teach you to live before death arrives. And when the final curtain falls, you will not regret that you lived too little or too poorly. You will have lived fully, freely, and wisely. This is the Stoic promise. This is the life worth living.